guys! Today I'm going to be doing my October Halloween wrap-up and my November Thanksgiving TBR. I really love the holidays. Okay, let's get started. So I read quite a few books in October. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but it did. We're gonna try to speed through those pretty quick and then get to some of the books that I want to read in November, because even though it's NaNoWriMo, like, I still want to read, you know? You feel? So the first book that I read in October was Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, and it is my child. All of the children are my children. All of the story is my child. Okay, so 5 out of 5 stars. So I can't really say a lot about this book because it's a duology and it's the second book and I don't want to spoil anything. But based off the first book, it is a, like, companion duology of the Grisha trilogy. It's set in the same world, but, like, in a different part of the world. The first book sets around 6 characters, and they go on, like, a giant heist, and then this is kind of like the aftermath of the heist, and let me tell you, the aftermath is so much better. Like, I don't even know how. Like, you read Six of Crows, if I say like one more time, I'm gonna slap myself. You read Six of Crows, and you're just wondering if they can get any better. They can get better. I don't know how. Leigh Bardugo did it. The second book that I finally got around to reading is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. The first book wasn't really that incredible to me. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good story, but I wasn't really obsessed with any part of it. I know that this is, like, so beloved by so many people, but I don't know. I just didn't get as wrapped up in the story as I wish I would have, but I don't know. I have no reason for it. I feel like this is going to turn out like the Grisha trilogy, where I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I don't have a good reason. Next, I read Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, The Hammer of Thor. That's a really long title. I did enjoy this book a lot more than the first one. The first one wasn't bad, it just moved pretty slow for me, but I feel like once you got, like, understanding of who the characters were, this book was just way more entertaining than the first one. So this one got a 4.5 out of 5 stars for me, rather than the last one, which got like a 3.5 out of 4. But I'm very excited to see where the next book goes, because, like, after this book, I'm more wrapped up in the storyline than I was after the first one. Next, I read Hollow City by Ransom Ray. I definitely enjoyed this one a lot more than the first one. I don't know what it was. There was more action. I felt more connected to the characters. They had more depth to me. Don't hate me, I don't feel like Jacob has a ton of depth. I don't know. He's the main character and I just, like, don't feel depth. Maybe that's just me. It's probably just me because this series is, like, giant and huge and now a movie. So probably just me. I don't know why. I just don't. He doesn't have a lot of depth for me. Anyways, this one got 4.5 out of 5 stars. Next I read Gemena by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, I'm gonna try to form words. I feel like Illuminae was super hyped up when it first came out, and it took me a little bit to get into Illuminae, but then once I did, it was one of my favorite books of last year. And then I feel like this book wasn't as hyped up as Illuminae, and I don't understand. Because I feel like if you got through Illuminae, there's no way you couldn't love it unless you weren't into sci-fi, which is very possible, and you don't have to be into sci-fi. But this book, it's the same as Six of Crows, where I didn't think that you could get any better. You somehow got better. 5 out of 5 stars. Read Illuminae. I love it. Hand gestures all the way. Okay. So my second to last book that I read in October was Library of Souls, and I liked the ending of the book. Like, I liked the last little action bit part, but the beginning part seemed pretty slow to me. The beginning part of the book was slower. Maybe that's just because we didn't have I don't want to spoil anything. Certain people were missing in the beginning part of this book, and I feel like maybe that's why I wasn't as intrigued, because I liked that dynamic that was in the first 2 books. Okay? Yeah, if you've read the book, I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out why I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. I'm a little bit sad, honestly. So this one got a 4 out of 5 stars. My crossover book for this month is Inferno by Dan Brown, and this is purely because I love Tom Hanks with all of my heart and I want to see the movie. That's my only motivation for reading this book. And I don't know, it's moving really fast, but I'm only on page 100, and maybe that's just because every time I try to read it, it's like 2 a.m. and I fall asleep, which is a pretty bad time to start reading a book if you're not wide awake. So these next 2 books for my November TBR, I think were in my September TBR? August TBR? I don't know. It was a while ago. But it is California by Eden Lupicki and Devoted by Jennifer Mathieu. I do that every time. So this one is post-apocalyptic, and it's like someone gets pregnant and then they find a civilization and they're like, hey, civilization, and then things go wrong because things go wrong in a post-apocalyptic civilization. That was a lot of words. And this one is Devoted. It's about a girl who is in a very religious family. She just doesn't necessarily feel as comfortable and going along with the way that they are being led to God, so she goes on her own journey to find God, and it's like a personal coming-of-age story is kind of the gist that I'm getting. I really was trying to only do standalone novels so I wouldn't get wrapped up in an entire series, but I can't not read The Foxhole Court anymore. Every time I'm reading a book, I think about reading The Foxhole Court, and I don't, and I just pick up another book, and I don't know why I'm doing it, so I'm getting to it this month. I am. Without a doubt. So it is a trilogy. I have it in ebook format, so I don't know if that's going to help me or harm me. Who knows? I do know that Heartless comes out this month, but I don't think I'm going to get to it. Maybe I'll get to it in December. I don't know. So, as of right now, my TBR is 5 books, which probably isn't smart. And I'll probably read The Foxhole Court first, and then once again not get to those books. But that's okay. So that is my wrap up in my TBR. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night or whatever time it is, wherever you are, and thank you for watching. Why were my inflections so weird in that sentence? Plotting, all of that fun stuff. What else? What do you even talk about in a NaNoWriMo video? Oil anything? Thring? Okay. I don't know what else to say. This is like...